For a limited time, 30-day all-access passes are discounted from $349 to $199, saving you $150 and coming out to just $6.63 per day. We have decided to sweeten this deal and allow our clients to extend this big discount for 60 days, saving $300 and locking in their favorite WagerTalk handicapper for the next 2 months for only $300.98. Have an existing all-access pass? No worries. Your 60 days will be added to your current subscription and won't kick in until your current access expires.
All right, guys, welcome in on the Friday edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show, of course, powered by WagerTalk.com. Back to a full card tonight in the association, so we got 4 of those games we're going to break down for you here today. Over the next 28 minutes or so, we're going to look at the 76ers on the road taking on the Pelicans. This is going to be the game of the night here. Bulls, Atlanta, not to mention the Grizzlies traveling to the Garden, taking on the Knicks. We'll cap it off, of course, with a little Warriors-Wizards, the battle of the W's. And then we'll have some best bets and an angle of the day and a gold sheet play of the day and all of that good stuff. And we'll do it with our Friday crew -1. Look at this. Look at this crew. Holy shit, somebody brought Finn back. We got Steve Merrill hitting at the top there, leading off for us here today. Ski has got the day off, so we'll resume with Ski back on Monday. As you can see in the middle there he is, Tony Finn in the house, and hitting cleanup from over on the pond. There he is. Kevin Dolan welcoming him back. He's already got his Swiss flag ready to rock and roll, I am sure. Merrill, let me start with you, my man. It continues to be an interesting week here in the association as we're moving closer. Obviously, we're talking playoffs in a lot of spots right now. So how's it been going in the association for you, and what do you got tonight at WagerTalk.com?
Playoffs? We're talking playoffs. Not quite yet, but yeah. Practice. The best one is practice. Actually, the best one ever is Gundy from your alma mater, Joe Ranieri's Oklahoma State Cowboys. I'm a man. That's the best press conference, whatever. But I digress, as I often do. And there'll be more digression as we move on with Tony Finn here as well. Tony's and I can definitely get off topic at times, but that's the beauty of our segments. Basketball has been zigzaggy for me. I'm not going to lie, the last few weeks. I'm looking forward to the playoffs because I do think it'll be a little bit more of a true handicap. But baseball has been fantastic. A 5-1 start. I've also given out three free plays on WagerTalk TV over the last week. They have all won as well. So 8-1 combined on the free plays on the shows and the best bets. That $200 discount for the baseball season is about to expire. So I wanted to mention that. And I do have 2 strong NBA best bets tonight at WagerTalk.com.
All right, see, plenty of reasons to head over to Steve's page there. And as much as I am going to hate this, I have to give the man credit. He figured out how to show up on time. Tony Finn, I'm only kidding. Finn, you have been dominating here over the last 30 days, not only extremely profitable for your clients in the NBA, you're doing really well in baseball. So talk to us as we get ready for the weekend. What do you got going on at Wager Talk?
I have 0 going on the Wager Talk board right now, but as soon as the show concludes and everyone gives the audience, those brave enough to listen to Finn and view Finn, all the winners, I have 1 NBA, I have 2 baseball. So we'll have those up live and ready to go just minutes after we go dark here.
All right. Oh, he's going
and by the way, you're right.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
7-2. I think 7-2 last 9 NBA. So NBA's been very, very good to me recently.
I love that. All right. It's been very, very good to him. And I got to tell you, the association has been really good to this guy, too. Dolan, for a guy that throws the Swiss flag out at least 2 or 3 times on this show, you are crushing the NBA this season, doing great in the NHL. So what do you got at WagerTalk.com coming up this weekend?
Yeah, it's been a great run, Joe. To be honest, if it wasn't for all the shenanigans outside at the minute, I don't know if our news over here is making it over to the US, but Ireland's certainly lively right now. But in terms of sports, 5-0 sweep last night in soccer, NHL combined, 39-17-1 all sports run right now as well. And, most importantly for this show, we've cashed 15 of our last 21 in NBA. So pretty happy with that overall. And we have 1 NBA play posted up for later tonight as well.
That, ladies and gentlemen, I can smell it. That is cash. That is what that means. Getting ready to make it a very profitable Friday here as we start off with our contrarian game of the day. Cashed it last night, even on the money line, as we took the Pistons, getting 7.5 over to Sacramento Kings. Tonight, we are going to look at, I can't even believe I'm going to say it, the New Orleans Pelicans. That's right. We're looking at the New Orleans Pelicans here in this spot, taking on that Sixers squad. And we are looking at a Sixers team that just beat this Pelicans team and getting an awful lot of love. Now, I don't know if Brandon Ingram's going to play. He hasn't played in 5 games now for New Orleans. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference here, but the love continues to come the Sixers' way here. So, Steve, I'm going to come to you first here. I get the Sixers' love. Embiid's back. Everyone's happy. They're winning games. They're blowing people out. But on the road, do we trust the Sixers to get the job done here in New Orleans tonight?
First of all, yeah, okay. They switched. I was going to say I think that was a typo.
Yes, it was.
Sixers would be the play against. So the contrarian side here, everybody, is on New Orleans. But I do not agree with that. I'm going to pull a Ski Prophet since I'm filling in his shoes today in the number 1 square and say, hell no, Pelicans. I will buy the momentum with the Sixers here and lay the points. I would prefer that it's not the contrarian play. I don't like, as you know, Joe, being on the public side of things. But as I've often said on my Fade the Public videos on Wager Talk TV, the public is not always wrong. And I think this is a case where they will be right tonight. So I will be on the Philadelphia bandwagon. They've won 3 of their last 4, all by 9 points or more, almost all by double digits. So they're in good current form here. New Orleans, meanwhile, 1-4 straight up in ATS, including back-to-back losses by 16 points or more. So, yes, I will take the public side in this one and fade the contrarian Pelicans. I like the Sixers minus the 6.
So, Zion, not a great game the other night against Brooklyn. But, again, no Brandon Ingram. They haven't had him. Everybody's listed as questionable except for Zion here. So, Tony, I don't know. Are you buying all of this love for the Sixers here on the road at laying 6 points here against New Orleans?
Well, it's a crazy predictable Pelicans team. Yes, that's sarcasm if I'm not delivering it properly. Is a team 7-4? Hey, they're 7-4 against the spread as a home underdog. They have, though, they lost by 23 points on this floor recently to a team that's just not very good. In truth, 16 points, 18-point losses, road losses, which followed that 23-point loss. No Brandon Ingram. Who on this Pelicans team is going to be guarding Embiid? The number is not only fair, I think it could probably go higher, and I'd still like the Sixers here.
Still liking the Sixers on the road, and I guess maybe that's really where we got to look here, Kev. The Sixers on the road as a favorite. Zion coming off a bad game. Does it matter to you if Ingram goes or he doesn't? Do you like the Sixers no matter what here?
No, I'll buck the trend with the other 2 guys. I can't be laying 6 here with Philadelphia. This is one of the trickier games in the card. It's not something I'll be involved in. But even though Philadelphia on a nice little run of late, they just haven't been spectacular. Their effective possession ratio in the season remains low, 19th. Their offensive efficiency ratings on the road this season, they're down in 18th. So, they are playing better late, obviously, but I'm not in any rush to be laying 6 here with them. As Embiid's still not a full fitness yet, I think on the Pelicans side of the play, they must know after giving up 126 points per game on average over the last 4 starts, that defense has to be the priority tonight. Van Gundy called them out in it as well. So heavy lean to the under. Because of that, I would lean to the Pelicans plus 6, but it'd only be a lean.
Yeah, it's tough. Still no word on Brandon Ingram, but Pelicans 6, bucking the public trend here. All the tickets, all the money heading towards Philadelphia in this matchup. 6 is the number. We'll take it for the contrarian play of the day. Now let's dive into a couple of our featured games here tonight, guys, and I think it's going to be really good here. And the first one up is going to be the Chicago Bulls traveling to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Now, this game opened up as the Hawks laying 3, and I believe, still seeing I got a lot of twos now as the money continues to pour in for the Bulls. 228 is an open. That has come down a little bit to 227, even 227.5. So, Tony Finn, I'll come to you first here. Atlanta, very, very good. What can we say? They fire their coach, and they become a team that might actually host the playoff series. Chicago makes the trade. Takes them a little while to put it together. They seem to be coming into their own. So what gives here tonight? Who do you like in this matchup?
Wow. I think you did a fine job assessing this game. This is a tough spot for Chicago. Fourth game in 6 nights, a second and a back-to-back. However, the honeymoon period, or let's say the learning curve for this Bulls team since the trade, since the acquisition, is over. They've played really well. What they did last night, they spread some minutes out. So I'm not saying they're going to be dead on their feet tonight. It's a tough spot. I really like the Bulls. I think they're the play moving forward in many situations, especially in a pick'em or a dog roll. And in this situation, Atlanta's really rested. I have to say responsibly that Atlanta's the play here at home against Chicago under the circumstances. But it's tough for me right now to fade this Bulls team. I like what they're doing.
It's what if I said this, Kev? Because this might be tough to fade this Bulls team. First of all, they're 5-0 against their number in their last 5, right? But they are 18-6 against the number on the road this year. They've beaten the Hawks 9 out of the last 12 times they've played. Might Chicago be the way to go in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those games that's right down the middle for me. I think you could make arguments for either way, but I think with Gallinari likely out, Clint Capella also a game-time decision for this one. That'll put a lot more pressure on Trae Young to perform here. That's the way I'm going with this game because, you know, he does come off that really poor effort against Memphis last time out. But he does have form against the Chicago team already this season. He put up 37 points, made 5 or 6 from outside the arc back on December 23rd in that first game against the Bulls. So if he can replicate that again here tonight, you'd have to, or at least me, would slightly favour Atlanta in this one. So because of that, slightly into Atlanta here on the outrights. But the bet that I like the most in this game is Trae Young total points and assists over 33.5. That's going for about -120. We already know he's the Hawks' top scorer this season. Leads the league also in total assists. So, yeah, I think over 33.5 combined is a very doable number, and I do expect them to cover that tonight.
Interesting there. All right, all on his shoulders. Will he deliver? Probably. Capella, Gallinari, questionable. Looks like DeAndre Hunter out, though, for Atlanta, Steve. Both of these teams kind of rolling. Atlanta, outside of that, they went 4-4 on that West Coast road trip there, but man, they've been pretty good here this year ever since they fired their coach. So what gives here? Do you like Chicago in this spot on the road?
Well, it's funny because when we started the season, we did that NBA preview show back in mid-December here with Andy Lang, Tony Mejia, and Andrew McGinnis, and I did that show. We all were kind of big on the Hawks. Several of the season win total over. I think it was mid-30 range, if I'm not mistaken. They're 27-25, so that's looking pretty good right now. And it was looking really good, Joe, when they started, what was it, like 5-1 out of the gate. But then they hit that lull, as you said, fired the coach. This is kind of their second big run this season, 4-1 straight up ATS their last 5. Both teams are in excellent current form, so I'm not going to try to guess. I do think the scheduling spot, as Tony said, does work against the Bulls a little bit here. Their third different road game in 4 nights. But I think the total might be the best way to play this. And I would lean over 227.5. And Kevin liked that prop over. That probably helps the scoring, so glad to hear that. If you look at the Bulls recently, they continue to shoot it very well. Their defense, though, has given up triple digits in 7 of their last 8 games. And that road record is really incredible, 18-6 against the spread. But this line looks cheap to me, and it has dropped a bit today. So I think that's priced in following into this point spread. So I'd look at the over 227.5. Bulls on the season shooting 49% in road games, but allowing over 47% from the field. Atlanta, meanwhile, a very good offensive team, questionable defensively at times. So I think this will be a high-scoring game. And if Chicago is a bit fatigued, being their 3rd and 4 nights on the road, I think that probably shows on the defensive side. So over the total is the way I would play it.
Over the total it goes, guys. Going to be a good game. Bulls-Hawks tonight. Looking forward to that one. 7:40 tip-off Eastern time there. We're going to move over to the Garden here because I'm looking forward to this one too. The Memphis Grizzlies on fire as of late, taking on the New York Knicks, who are the opposite of being on fire. Whatever, maybe, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Shit is what the Knicks have been. I think that pretty much sums it up. Now, this opened up as a pick 'em. It has since gone Memphis's way, though. A lot of places that I'm seeing -1, -1.5. I'm seeing the total also at 215, 215.5. So the total's come up a little bit, but certainly all the love towards Memphis here, Kevin Dolan. I'll start with you. Listen, the Knicks have problems closing games out. Let's face it. They play really, really good for about 3.5 quarters. Then that final 5 or 6 minutes of the fourth has been disastrous for them. But I don't know how. At some point, this Memphis team's got to come back down to earth. Might it be tonight on the road in the Garden?
Yeah, I mean, from a side perspective, you nailed it. I can't trust New York here, but I do like the under because of that. I know 213.5 is considered a low total, obviously, in today's NBA, but I'm still a little bit surprised that this total has drifted up to around 215, to be honest. Memphis, as you said, they're putting up 131 against Atlanta, 124 against Miami over the last 2 starts. Is that who this team is? I don't think so. Memphis's points per game over their last 3 starts has jumped 11.2 points from their season average, while their shooting percentage and 3-point percentage has jumped 6.1 and 6.4% respectively. That's not sustainable in my eyes. And, New York actually have that underrated defense this year, ranking 3rd in the league in overall defensive efficiency and number 1 in opponent 3-point percentage also. I just don't see a ton of points taking place here tonight between the Grizzlies and Knicks. So, yeah, definite strong lean to the under 215 for me in this one.
All right, there you go. Talk to me here, Steve Merrill. I mean, they've been shooting just disgusting, what Memphis has been shooting. So at some point, that's got to come back to the median here. That's got to come back to the middle. And going up against a Knicks defense, maybe this is the night. You're looking total, you're looking side. How are you going to approach it?
Well, as you know, I don't like to try to, buck the momentum trends in baseball, basketball, whatever it be. And Memphis is obviously a hot team right now, as we've seen, not only winning straight up, but they've covered 6 straight. They've covered 10 of their last 11 now against the spread. As you said, Joe, they're shooting extremely well. It's the end of a 4-game road trip. They'll be back home for Indiana on Sunday. Maybe they start looking ahead to that trip home. But I think the offense continues. But I do think facing this Knicks defense is going to be a challenge, especially after just playing the Hawks. It's a different step up in class here defensively. I'm also not going to write the Knicks off quite yet. Yes, I know they're 1-5 straight up their last 6, but they've covered 3 in a row, even losing the last 2 games against Boston and Brooklyn, 2 quality teams. And while Memphis is due to regress, you can really say that Knicks' recent schedule is just a plethora of teams that are due to start playing better. Boston, Brooklyn, Dallas, Miami, that's who they've faced recently, and they've played them mostly competitively. So I think it's actually a step down in class for the Knicks. I think it's a step up in defensive class for Memphis, facing the Knicks defense. And the Knicks have still allowed 43% or better or lower, I believe, in 5 of their last 7 games. So they're playing good defensively now, and I think this is a good matchup for them tonight. And we get some line value based on recent results with the Knicks.
14-9 record away from Memphis for them there, Tony. They've been really, really good. 6-2 against the number as road favorites, no less. So do you like them in this spot tonight against the Knicks?
No, I don't. I agree with many of the variables and the comments that my esteemed colleagues have made here. Here's the deal. Memphis scores more points in the paint than any team in the NBA. And despite the fact, and listen, again, they're right. The 3-point shooting by this team, unsustainable, what they've done. The Knicks do a really good job in the low post against the rim. They're one of the top teams at defending against the rim. You put these 2 things together, regression by Memphis, a little better play by Knicks at home, and the Knicks are the play for me.
Knicks are the play. I'm hoping one of you guys, somebody's got a first half Knicks bet somewhere in the bag here tonight, because they're pretty good with that, and Memphis isn't. All right, guys, let's move to our overtime game here, and who else to talk a totals game than the highest one we've got on the board here tonight, and that being the Washington Wizards taking on the Golden State Warriors. Now, even in some spots I saw in the 240s here at some point here today. It seems we're resting right around that 239. I'm seeing 240 back in action here. Listen, it's 240 for a reason with these 2 teams, right? So It gets to the point where are we going to get much higher, much lower? Where do you go with this, Steve? I'll start with you. Is it simply these two teams, give me the over, and we'll talk about it tomorrow?
Well, you're right, Joe. It has come down a little bit. It did open about 240.5 like overnight, and then it was actually already 239ish when a lot of the copycat books opened this morning. And now it looks like it's kind of settling, I guess, as we're doing this live on Friday afternoon at 239.5 or so. Tough call. I mean, obviously, it's hard to make a case for the under with either one of these teams. That's been the case most of the season. Yet, overall, the Wizards are still 15-9 to the under on the road this year. Golden State 30-20 to the under in all games. So I'm not going to jump on the over here. I think it's priced to perfection. And you and I, Joe, have talked about this the last few weeks. You need a lot of things to go right when it's trying to get over 240, and the Warriors can do that because at times this year they can't miss and they can't stop. But if you look at their recent games, they got to 243 against Milwaukee on Tuesday. And that was, I believe, the overtime segment when I did the show here with you guys Tuesday. And that was 236. The two games before that stayed under. Of course, the Toronto game, they sat everybody. We'll throw that one out. But they only got 111 against the Hawks, who aren't a very good defensive team. In fact, that 122 is the most they've scored going all the way back to March 14th, almost a month ago. So I'd actually probably lean a little bit under, surprisingly, in this one. I think it's just priced a little too high at this point.
Yeah, and Steph Curry had to score 20 points in the final 2 minutes of that game there to actually beat the Bucks. Tony, here's a number I came up with that blew my mind. Games this year with totals of 238.5 or more. 21-7-1 to the over. Man, I guess is it over or not for you in this one?
I wish I wish they could confidently say that I trust that number you just read because I know that. I think it's not historically because we've looked this up last year. We talked about this, the high numbers that come out, more so than that number being high and everything having to go almost perfectly to get over that total is the inconsistency that Golden State has brought to the court. You mentioned Curry. They really have been either really bad or really good, and I've never been able to all season long put my arms around them and confidently figure them out. I like the fact that Beal's healthy enough to play. That's correct. And he leads the league in scoring. But I'm not playing over 240 in this game. Not with Golden State. Not with Golden State. In fact, if I had to lean, it would be to the under. I'll mention, as I usually say to you guys, of the rooms we have tonight, the four girls, this is not one of the rooms I'm interested in being in. So I'm gonna be on the fence. I'll play the Swiss cake roll in this game. You like that?
You're bringing cake to a room full of girls? Like, I know, like, give him the damn flag, please. Flag his ass, will you please? Thank you very much. Wow. I can't. You had me at a room full of girls, and then you went cake.
You better cover me.
I don't know what you're doing.
Me completely up.
Be quiet. Completely. All right, let me ask you. Golden State Warriors here tonight. How about this, Kevin? You ready? 122.5 in the first half. For this game, 240 total. It's kind of mind-blowing. How are you going to approach it? Over or nothing for you?
I'll agree with the fellas. I would lean under here as well. Both teams lead the league in overall pace this year. Golden State, a top 10 team on points per game at home this year. Washington's defense, is just so bad. So, I mean, there is plenty to like initially from an offensive standpoint, but 239.5 is such a high number. I have to look under. Golden State, top 10 defensive unit, but, believe it or not, by good stats. And, unfortunately for them, they've been saddled with the toughest strength of schedule in the league this season, which has skewed their numbers somewhat. But I definitely think they can find success in shutting down this Washington offense a little bit tonight. And, the other point for me here is simply neither team is that good with the ball in hand. Both teams ranked bottom 7 in the league on effective possession ratio. So, when you've got such a high total and you're getting that type of wasteful possession in offense, 239.5, as Steve says, everything has to go right to push it over. So I can only look one way here, and that's under.
All right, looking at the under in our overtime game there. Washington Golden State late game, guys. Obviously, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Look for that tip. All right, guys, it is time for our buzzer beater best bet section. And before we do that, just a quick reminder, heading over to WagerTalk.com can make it a very profitable evening, also a very profitable weekend. As you heard Steve Merrill tell you, ready to go here tonight and this weekend as is. Tony Finn, who has just been red hot in the association, and Kevin Dolan just absolutely crushing it day after day, week after week in there. And guys, the best bets are up. They're ready to go. Get a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all-access package. That would be the way to do it. Never miss a play. Trying to make it a profitable night. All right, Steve, we're going to start with you. You are running point here tonight, my man. 60 seconds on the clock. Do whatever you want with it. As long as you drop in a best bet, get ready to be dazzled here, guys. Go, Steve. Tell us, where are you going tonight?
Well, just a couple things. First of all, Tony Finn said basketball has been very, very good. Who was it, Manny Mota? Is that who did baseball was very, very good to me back in the day? I was trying to remember. Is that who it was, Tony? I knew Tony would know. But, yeah, baseball's been very, very good to me. And I want to just once again remind people the clock is ticking on that $200 discount for the full season. And it's a great offer. 5-1 on best bets, 3-0 on free play. So 8-1 combined on baseball releases this year. I gave 2 out for free on Wager Talk today. Also, one on the baseball show earlier. So go to Wager Talk TV for those archives. Also, check out 6:30 Eastern tonight, NASCAR, Life in the Fast Lane, for more free best bets from Andy Lang and Rocky Atkinson. And let's get to an NBA free play. I used this on Wager Talk today earlier. I used the Pacers -4.5. It's now -5. Teddy mentioned he was worried about Brogdon, Sabonis, Turner. They're all supposed to be out tonight, yet the line has gone higher. Sharp money is on the Pacers. The public's on the Pacers. I agree, though. I think Orlando's hit the wall. They're off of 3 straight losses now. Indiana steps up even shorthanded and gets the win and cover. Pacers -5.
Jackpot, guys. That's how you do it right there. Nothing but the bottom of the net, Tony Finn. No pressure. No pressure. 60 seconds.
I know that.
All right. You got cake. You got a room full of girls. Dazzle us, man. 60
Swiss
seconds.
cake.
Go. Where are you going, Finn?
Swiss cake and a peephole.
Swiss chocolate cake.
Where we're gonna go is, we're gonna go to Denver. We're gonna go to Denver, and we're gonna talk about a 4-guard offense that's run by the San Antonio Spurs, with the tallest guy being about 6'6", and absolutely no one in the paint to even like throw a banana peel to trip Jokic. So I could go over all the analytics of this game, and I'm not going to. Denver won. They covered at altitude 2 nights ago when they played. The same thing happens tonight in Denver, except for it's probably, I'm going to guess, with or without Murray, that they win by 15 or more, and my other phone will ring, and that will pretty much get me in a lot of trouble. So Denver -the points.
You going to answer
it's Manny Minosa calling.
Manny
Minosa.
It's the girl from room 1. She's pissed at me. I'm not answering.
Yeah, she didn't like the cake. She didn't like the cake you were bringing there. All right, Dolan, talk to us. You got it, my man. 60 seconds. Talk to us. Where you going, Kev?
Well, I'll start by saying, you were talking about a 3-day all-access pass. We have a coupon code up right now, actually, Irish49. That gets you $20 off a 3-day all-access pass, so it's only $49. That's every NBA, every NHL, soccer, boxing, rugby. This weekend is absolutely stacked, so make sure to take advantage of that. In terms of a best bet for this show, I like Milwaukee -4.5 tonight against Charlotte. This Bucks team was one of my favorite teams to back and bounce back mode. I took them against the Lakers last week, coming off that 24-point beat down to the Clippers in the game prior. And I think this is another good spot to back them in here tonight, coming off a heavy loss as they do against what, to me, overrated Hornets team. And we're getting some line value on Giannis being out tonight also. This Hornets team do not play well on the road. It's as simple as that. Charlotte are giving up almost 6 points per game more this season on the road than they are at home. Their defensive efficiency metrics dipped from 7th to 25th on the road. And they face a team, Milwaukee, even with Giannis out, their offense absolutely lights out, posting the highest net points per game, blah, blah, blah. Milwaukee minus the points.
Take them and clean it. Wow, look at that. Very good. All right, let's take a look at our friends from the Gold Sheet. They've got our play of the day as well. And that play, the Warriors, actually, surprising enough, not with the total, but they're going to go lay the 4.5. They like the Warriors to get it done against the Washington Wizards tonight as well. And here's a quick recap, guys, of the best bets here on the show today, including Steve Merrill looking at the Indiana Pacers laying 5 against Orlando. Hold your nose. Tony Finn, give me the Nuggets -8 and a piece of cake. Make it chocolates. He's got rooms to go to. Kevin Dolan likes the Bucks. Look at that, the Milwaukee Bucks tonight minus 4.5. Our friends from the Gold Sheet, they're looking at the Warriors laying 4.5 against the Wizards. Our contrarian game is centered around the Sixers on the road against the New Orleans Pelicans. We like the Pelicans +6 as the contrarian play of the day, although Kevin Dolan was the only one who agreed with that. The other two, not so much. So there you got it, guys. Absolutely no reason not to make it a profitable night in the association. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Take advantage of those all-access packages for Steve Merrill, for Tony Finn, and, of course, for Kevin Dolan. Opportunities galore to make some money this weekend. It starts with partnering up with one of these guys, if not, hell, all three of them, and meet Tony Finn in room 201. He's got cake and women. It doesn't get any better than that, guys. So
and Swiss cake rolls.
And Swiss mix to wash it all down. I can't even believe it. Guys, on behalf of Steve Merrill, of course, Tony Finn, and Kevin Dolan, best of luck with your plays. Don't forget, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, and make sure you come back and join us on Monday for the Monday edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. Best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll see you then.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in WagerBucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.